Hi everyone, and welcome to week 3 of our Sweet Childhood Memories Sew Along, hosted by Pat Sloan at her website ilovetomakequilts.com. If you haven't done so already, jump over to Pat's website, download this week's free pattern, come back here and I'll show you how to do it. This week we have no variation to the pattern, and I have all of the pieces cut out as per the pattern itself. So you have 2 light or background squares, 2 medium squares, and they're going to make some half square triangles, and 6 of our smaller squares in a dark fabric. So to make our half square triangles, we're going to draw a line from corner to corner on 2 of our larger squares, place that right side together with the remaining square, and sew 1/4 of an inch on each side of this drawn line. With those lines of stitching now done, we simply need to cut on our drawn line and then press to the darker of the 2 fabrics before finally trimming down. To trim my half square triangles, I do them 2 at a time, and I use a square ruler as a preference. You simply place the diagonal from the square ruler on the stitching line and ensure that you have enough fabric outside your required measurement, in this instance 3.5 inches, and trim 2 sides. You then rotate the block and line up your 3.5 inch mark on your freshly cut sides and cut the final 2 sides. We now need to put a sew and flip or an easy corner triangle on the medium fabric on all 4 of these half square triangles that we've just created. But in this instance, I am only going to do it on 2 and show you one way of doing it. And on the other 2, I'll show you an alternate way to do it. So with the first way, you simply draw a diagonal line on the smaller square and place it in the corner of the larger one, as you can see me doing here. And then we take it to the machine, and with an open toe or a straight stitch foot, we sew just to the right of that drawn line. And I'll go do that and we'll meet you back then. Now that we've sewn just to the right of our drawn line, we just need to fold our corner back and check that everything still lines up and our half square triangle is still in fact square. I prefer to do this and press before I've trimmed the back layers away, so that the block has more stability because you are on a bias edge. So as I just said then, after we've checked for correctness and press this back, we then trim away the back 2 excess layers. Now we'll make the other 2 units using our folded corner clipper ruler from Creative Grids. To use the folded corner clipper, you simply place the 2 pieces right sides together. You line up the tool on the measurement of your smaller square, which is making your sew and flip. In this instance, that is 2 inches, and you make sure that it's square down the side of the ruler and the other markings on the base of the ruler, as you can see there. You then trim that off, and this comes with an inbuilt 1/4 inch seam allowance. I like to sew these though with a scant 1/4 inch, as that allows for the fabric that is taken up when we press this open later. Now that I've sewn both of those, we just need to press that towards the darker of the two fabrics and get ready to add one more sew and flip to each of these two pieces. The two that we just created using the folded corner clipper tool now need to have an extra sew and flip on the opposing corner, as you can see me doing here. And we'll get both of those done, and then we'll be on to final block construction, which is a simple 4-patch. Now it's time to lay the block out for final construction, and as I said before, it is a simple 4-patch. But pay close attention and lay it out as per the pattern, and I've put the little inset in the top right hand corner here for you to follow. To sew the 4-patch together, we'll start by sewing the 2 vertical seams, pressing to one side, so away from the piece that has the 2 sew and flips, and then we'll sew the horizontal seam, and we shall spin that center seam where everything comes together to make sure it's nice and flat. If you pressed as I suggested before, your seams here will nest upon doing this horizontal seam, and that will be perfect for us to be able to spin the center. What you can see me doing here is checking that my seams have lined up nicely on the triangles so that they create a line across, and unfortunately off camera right now I was twisting the center to swell the seams, so I apologize that on this occasion it was not caught on film. Thanks for joining me again this week, folks. Don't forget, share your completed blocks over at Pat Sloan's Facebook community, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, and tell your story matching this week's block theme. And I'll see you all again next week.